I see more people are trickling in. Okay, now it's 12 o'clock. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lunch the Lunch. My name is Amber Rowden. I'm the community storyteller here at Rainforest, Alberta. I'm going to share my screen. I just wanted to mention, I know my background is the pride flag. If you're ever interested, feel free. We would love to make this a more open, inclusive place. So if you're interested, please feel free to share a flag or a background that represents your background. If there's one that you're interested in, please let me know. I'm happy to make them accessible to the community. So before we get started, I just want to start off with a land acknowledgement. So in the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that we live, work, and play on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot. Sorry, I'm going to share this. You think in a year I would get this right. So I'm going to restart with the land acknowledgement. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that we live, work, and play on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Siksika, the Kainai, the Piikani, the Tsuut'ina, the Stoney Nakoda Nations, the Métis Nation, Region 3, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta. For those in the Edmonton area, we acknowledge the traditional lands of the Treaty 6 territory of the Cree, Dene, Blackfoot, Saulteaux, Nakota Sioux, as well as the Métis. If you're coming from somewhere else in Alberta or across the province or across the country or anywhere else in the world, please feel free to share your own land acknowledgement with us in the chat. So welcome to Rainforest, Alberta. This is Lunch Without Lunch. You can follow us on social media at Rainforest AB or Rainforest YEG. What the hour kind of looks like for those of you who are new. We do an introduction to the rainforest, then we introduce our amazing guest speaker for the hour who shares a little bit of their entrepreneurial story. And then we go into networking where the collisions and the connections kind of happen and you meet new people. And then we do some community announcements. So we really encourage you to introduce yourself to new people. If you've never spoke before and you have a question, please feel free to ask those questions in the chat and really introduce yourself. It's really about making connections and those really cool collisions happening. So I have a video that I'll play that kind of explains a little bit about Rainforest, Alberta.
What does it take to realize an idea or for a seed to sprout? At Rainforest, Alberta, we know the answer is rooted in trust. Traditionally, Albertans have cultivated their ideas in established systems. Inputs that don't fit these systems are weeded out. Opportunities for growth are missed. But now, Albertans want a dynamic landscape that can evolve organically, like a rainforest. At Rainforest, Alberta, we believe a culture of trust is the fertile soil where ideas grow. Our budding innovation ecosystem is a network of relationships pulling each other up as they push forward in their own field. Trust breaks down barriers. An open, inclusive network increases collaborative innovation. Successful breakthroughs inspire new ideas. A cycle begins. Rainforest Alberta is a movement to amplify trust by cultivating honesty, inclusion, and accountability. How? Our social contract holds us accountable to demonstrate trust across the province. We meet to have honest conversations around collaboration. This leads to more inclusive spaces for everyone to fearlessly build new ideas together. By raising the standard of trust, Alberta's ideas, talent, and resources can be evergreen. Visit rainforestab.ca to sign the social contract and start growing together.
So I'll throw the social contract link in the chat, but if those 10 values resonate with you, we ask that you sign the social contract and live, work, and play by those. So we use 6 pillars to guide our conversations and actions, and they are not all weighted equally. Like any ecosystem, the right balance is crucial. So we measure these through our scorecard each year. 30% is culture, which is probably the heaviest weighted pillar in the rainforest. And then we have leaders, resources, engaged activities, policy and infrastructure, and role models. And so tips to making the most out of Lunch Without Lunch. We want you all to have the best experience possible and have fun. So introduce yourself in the chat. If you're new, if you've been here a while, we want to get to know you. Share your LinkedIn, share a little bit about yourself, share what you're excited for, what you're working on, what you're looking for, what you can offer others. Connect with individuals through direct messaging. Put your camera on. We always love to see everyone's beautiful faces. I always say that, but I love seeing people, you know, it's great to see everyone. Ask questions. If you have questions for our speaker, please put them in the chat. After the speaker's done, please feel free to unmute and ask your questions. Keep connecting on Rainforest Slack workspace. That's where more connections can happen. Check out hashtag lunch notes for a capture of today's chat. And of course, all of our sessions are posted on YouTube. So if you ever miss a session, you can check them out on YouTube. So each week we highlight one of the social contract values, and this week it's sharing. So I will open myself to learning from others. I'm eager to act to learn. I will share my knowledge in the spirit of Creative Commons to help nurture learning in others. So as we go forward today and Lunch Without Lunch and the week, think about how you can share yourself with others and how, you can go forward. So I will stop sharing. And I'm going to introduce our speaker for the hour. So founder Anca Dan is a dynamic and engaging professional with 15 plus years experience within various industries, including oil and gas, energy, pipeline, and technology within startups, corporate, entrepreneurial, and private environments. A lifelong learner continuously seeking knowledge for personal and professional development, Anca required her Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in political science and minors in psychology and sociology. Human Resources Management Certificate, Marketing Certificate, specializing in digital marketing and public relations management certificate from the University of Calgary. She is currently completing the Change Management Certificate. Anca motivates and empowers people to achieve their highest potential and encourages them to produce positive results. Her emphasis is on building authentic human connections to serve humanity at its highest level. Very excited to have you here, and I'll pass it over to you, Anca, to share your story today.
Well, thank you so much, Amber, for the introduction. I appreciate it. I wasn't sure what to present today. I can talk a bit about me, and I do have a PowerPoint, so I'm easy to do either or. Do people present a PowerPoint?
Yeah, people do present PowerPoints, but really it's, you can also present a little bit about yourself and share your PowerPoint, and we're pretty easy going at the Rainforest here. We're all pretty fluid and just want to know your story.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and present. I don't have anything written. I am nervous. I haven't done anything online in a while. So here I go. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to open this up and just share with you what I have. So I'm just going to start from the beginning. So thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you providing me with the opportunity to share Single Parent Life.app. I'm a single parent myself, and sort of this is my introduction again. I had that on here. I became a single parent when my son was 2. And my background is, I initially went to university to become a lawyer, but somehow oil and gas, I talk about they got their teeth into me at a young age. So I ended up working my way in oil and gas since probably late 1990s to early 2000s. As an HR professional, I have many connections. I support a lot of people in their career growth and in business as well. I have always been an entrepreneur. Even prior to working in oil and gas, my partner and I had Alliance Consulting, which was an IT company. We did SEO and website design. And my love for tech has always been there, and marketing. The marketing piece for me has always, I've always enjoyed that. So I became a single parent when my son was 2, not by choice. So I sort of built this single parent community on my own and thought, why isn't there something like that internationally? And so that's how Single Parent Life became. So this is my why. This is my son. I have pictures here from when he was little. I'm not sure if you can see the whole screen here, but he is my life, and everything I do is for him. And through my experience as an HR contractor and consultant, it's been challenging sometimes to get the work because people, this is prior to COVID, is they didn't want you to work remote. They want you on site. And I've been working remote on and off throughout my career for 20 plus years. And I had to look at something, I had to maneuver and work into something that managed my lifestyle. So this is another reason why I developed the app. Our market share, as you can see, is huge. Well, in Canada, it's about over 2 million. And we know that divorce rate is at 56%. In US, it's much grander. We're almost at 19 million in the US. This is sort of what the concerns were, especially with COVID, isolation, loneliness, social connections. definitely there are online group meetings, a meetup and Facebook and Instagram and such, but there aren't any authentic connections. And so the app, that's how the app came about. So we do that. We are the solution provider of connecting single parents with each other for bartering services such as babysitting or supporting each other emotionally. It is a mental health app. That is our focus. And we are all inclusive, as you can see by our logo design. So this is our team right now. I had Wendy's part of our logo design and branding. We were currently working with SATE to design the app. However, we are seeking a full stack individual to hire on board. That's a little about us. We have been to a few incubators and accelerators, such as what started the whole concept of the app was one of my mentors, Craig, who I've been part of his group for a while. And so I attended the rodeo maybe 2 years ago, and I actually ended up winning 3rd place. So I was very surprised, and I went ahead and said, I'm doing this. I'm going full on with this. We have attended the accelerator since and have been part of the Alberta Catalyzer as well. And we plan to keep going, being part of other incubators as well. Our business model is simple. We have a freemium, and then we have 5 different options. And with the paid versions, there are much more choices on the app. I'm not going to go into those details, but we can, if you guys have any questions, I can speak to that as well. We also have 3 ways of making money. We make money from, our business model is based on the single parents payment. We also have the companies that will be on board on the marketplace at a later date. And then we also have the ad structure. These are other options. Like I said, there are a few. There's one in UK. We are first to market in North America. Social Mom focuses more on younger mothers. Our app does not focus only on gender. We're non-gender, we're non-race, we're very inclusive and diverse in what we do. And because of our research, as we've conducted single parent survey for over a year and a half, we have found that actually men are the ones that require more support because they don't have that. They feel like they don't have anywhere to go to speak about their concerns about raising children alone. This is what our app sort of looks like. We have single parent connection at your fingertips. We're secure and instant. It is a personalized experience. And right now the MVP we're building where you can actually swipe to connect with other single parents. And then we'll be adding the events as well, because that's very important for single parents. And in summary, these are our values. We're about collaboration, family, society, and integrity. We are a social enterprise. We plan on giving a percentage back to community for nonprofit. We will also be adding a foundation arm as well in the future. Social impact is why we are doing what we're doing, because we're here to support single parents internationally, and our growth projection, we hope in 5 years, is international. Again, my name is Anca. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my presentation. If you have any questions, please go ahead. And if any way you can support is follow us on social media. We do have a GoFundMe page that we started. There's not a whole lot on there, but we plan, and that's really for the resources that we need to build quicker. Thank you for your time. Were you able to see the presentation?
Yes, we were. Sorry, I realized I was on mute as I tried to talk to you. Thank you.
That's
for
okay.
your presentation. Does anyone have any? Oh, Alan's got a question for you.
I always bring out the questions.
Good.
Anca, very nice to meet you. And I can totally see where there's a place where this totally belongs, because I know I telecommuted from Canadian Pacific Railway many years ago. I'm not a parent except for a Chihuahua. But
you're still a fur baby. You have a fur baby.
Yeah. But I totally see, and I really get the disconnect more so after being through COVID. I know I still struggle with things, just being a single person, and that kind of thing. One of the things I was wondering, because I only kind of briefly got to look at your app, like your app as you had it up there, and I obviously haven't used it. But do you have like I get the sort of the social support component of your app. Does it also reach out into others, maybe like formal programs? Like, is there things like that that's available on there to connect people when they need maybe like expert help or something like that from sociologists, psychologists, those kinds of things?
Yes, so that is down the roadmap. We will be adding, we've had chats with, because it is a mental health app, we're focusing on what's important for single parents, which is, you know, if you have to run to go to boxing or go to yoga, or so we are connecting with different venues locally, building locally, and also child psychologists. We have a one-on-one based on what happens when you become a widower, when you become a single parent based on abuse, you know, physical or domestic abuse. Whether you become divorced right away or separated, with people walking out and not knowing, where do I go? What do I do? So we have those checklists. We will have those as a resource added. Right now, we are building the community based on connecting the single parents with each other, because that is the paramount. That is what it's important right now, is single parents reaching out, whether you are 20 with a 2-year-old or 45 with 3 children in their teens. You know, from our client discovery, what we've noticed is that it doesn't matter. A single parent is a single parent. We're all juggling the same concerns and the same, you know, I don't want to say challenges, because single parenthood is not a challenge. It's a gift. I'm very grateful of what the life path that has become for myself. But if we can be the support piece for single parents, is really what the intent of the app is. And then adding those services. There are many things we can talk about. We have many things down the roadmap, down the line, which I'm not going to share here, but I'm happy to have that one-on-one if you like, Alan. But yes, the answer is yes.
Excellent, because I actually just met with another entrepreneur this week that I think would be really great for you to meet with, that has a wellness program, and they actually do they have a component of like with a survey and stuff like that in it. That's always really great to sort of find out where people are at. And he's a member of the Rainforest as well. I don't know, Amber, am I allowed to say who?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ty. I'm just trying to remember.
Ty McKinney.
Yeah.
You mean 8-bit Cortex, Alan?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
do you
So
know?
Ty, yes, I do. And we've been in chats. We actually were, I think he was part of the accelerator when I had years ago. And I think he finished the catalyzer after we did his business. So yes, I know Ty. We've talked about having a collaboration of sorts.
Right. And there's
But thank
also
you so much, Alan. If you want to reach out, please let me know, and I'm happy to connect with it's all about a community, building community.
Okay, wonderful. Great.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Alan. I love that. I love the connection, and that's what Rainforest is all about. It's awesome. Pete?
Sounds like a great program, and for sure, big need, and congratulations on getting this going. Your software team, is it all in-house? Are you building that internally, or how's that all happening?
So we are very open to having somebody on board as part of Single Parent Life. We have worked with a capstone project from SAIT. So to answer we would love somebody in-house. I would love a you know, I started with the idea of having a co-founder, but right now I'm not sure if that's what I want. Any feedback would be grateful. So if you know folks that would be interested, I would love to chat with them.
Okay, great. Dave's putting up his hand and waving his hand there, just if you didn't notice, Dave Wally. But the other question I have is the concept set up so that single parents can find work within your business here, like kind of like agents that are helping other parents navigate and get paid to actually provide that service?
Thank you, Pete, for that. That is a great idea. As an HR professional, that is so important. Our app is not here to provide work, but that could be something added later on. We have a few things that we're working on as a project. Like I said, we're starting with the match. We're adding the events because the events, for instance, I am a very active parent, and some of the people that are online right now know me personally and know that I bike, I ski, I water ski. My son and I are out.
Yeah.
To everything. So the event page was paramount because it's actually allowing the parent to schedule their own events with a group of 5 or 10 or 20. I mean, you're not going to be able to handle 20 parents and 20 kids, but the work part of it is a good idea. But later on, we will be adding dating, and we're adding empty nesters as well. Because even if you become an empty nester, it doesn't mean you're not a single parent. You're still a parent. You're going to be a parent till the day you die, right? So we're going to be adding travel. We're adding many layers to the app, but the marketplace will be the second piece because that is what single parents are seeking. For instance, I'm looking for a child psychologist, or I am looking for a mediator to complete my divorce proceedings, or all those things. And I mean, I didn't share parts of what other additions we have. I just wanted to share with you the app. But that is a great idea with the work. I mean, we only want to focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, it's kind of like they become your agents, and it's kind of like how tech works, where they have a person and then they get together a group and they create a little synergistic group, and they get paid a little bit for kind of bringing on bigger groups and that sort of stuff. Anyway, I'll let it go. That's my questions for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pete. Great idea. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do we have any other questions at all? Okay. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I really like this app. I'm a single mom, so it's really good. I struggle with finding babysitters. Like, does it like do background checks, or how does the babysitter section of it work? Like, do they have to do a babysitting course or for babysitting?
Keisha, is it Keisha? Am I saying your name right? So Keisha, thank you for the question. Everybody on the app is actually vetted vulnerable clearance. So even when you sign up, there's a tick where you check about security is paramount on the app. We don't want undesirables, shall I say. So there are no babysitters. We're actually here to look after each other. So Keisha, for instance, we're based on algorithms. So I live in Highland Park, which is by Crescent Heights. I'm very central to downtown. So I can connect. I don't know if you use an app called Nextdoor.
Yes.
Okay, so as Nextdoor is, we're very similar in algorithm, right? So I'm going to search, well, I already know 5 people down my street. So Keisha's down my street. She has a daughter my age, my son's age, or a daughter my daughter's age, whatever. We connect, and that's how we build a relationship. So let's say I connect with Keisha and Tom and Susie and John, right? We have already built our community within our block's radius. So we barter with each other. So Keisha, you need to go to yoga, you drop off your daughter in my house.
Oh, wow.
So it's basically, we support each other. If there are people that want to place those services on the app, there are going to be those additions, but that's part of the business services area, which will be part of the marketplace.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
And everybody is vetted with a vulnerable check on our app.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anca, for being here and for sharing your story. Thank you to everyone for engaging, asking questions. We're going to go into breakout rooms. So this is where you can connect and collisions happen. And if you're new, please introduce yourself. If you've been around a while, please take those new people in and introduce yourself as well. So I'm going to open the breakout rooms. We probably have time for a couple. I'll make them a little longer though, so you have time to connect with people. Please stick around if you can, because this is where the magic happens. So here we go. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you again to Anca for sharing your story today. Thank you everyone for joining us. So we are at the community announcements. I have 4 quick announcements. I'll make them super quick. I'm going to throw all the links in the chat at the same time. If you haven't already, Rainforest has a podcast. It's called the Leaders, Innovators, Big Ideas Podcast. If you haven't already listened, subscribe, check it out. New episode drops every Tuesday. If you want to be a guest or a host, I'll drop the link in the website. You can also contact me or the wonderful Al Daldagan. We also have a queer innovation meetup tomorrow happening at Cold Garden from 5 to 7. If you are in the LGBTQ2S+ space or you are an ally, please feel free to join us. There's also a Great Alberta Pitch Marathon, Great Prairies Pitch Marathon happening. If you're interested in pitching or attending, please go to the link. And if you're interested in pitching, please let us know and mention that Rainforest Alberta sent you. And also Inception U is having their cohort 8 demo day on July 28th. So if you're interested, please check that out. I'll throw all those links in that. And that is me. So if anyone has any community announcements, please feel free to raise your hand or unmute. Gary.
Just a quick one. We tend to try and convince the younger startups that failure is a good thing. And they've been trained throughout their life that it's a bad thing. So in town for the next month and August is the Museum of Failure. If you go, just type that into Google, you'll find it. And basically they are honoring failures of big and small companies, and they've got some pretty neat stuff there. So you aren't the only ones that fail and come out ahead of the game because of it.
Awesome. I'm super excited to check that out. And it is in the failure that you learn. Like I fail so much, and through that, I've definitely learned so many lessons. So I'm very excited to check that out. And yeah, I encourage everyone to check it out. Any other community announcements?
Oh yeah, sorry, I do have one. I forgot to raise my hand though.
Oh, no worries. Go ahead, James.
So yeah, I'm James Casigo with One Piece IT. Just want to put it out to the community that we are looking for intermediate network analysts. So if you guys have anyone in your network or you are one, feel free to reach out to me. I'm just going to paste my LinkedIn in the chat and we'll connect. We're conducting our interviews over the next couple weeks. And we should have the new hire ready to go by, I want to say mid-August. And that's all.
Very cool. Thank you so much, James.
Thank you.
Any other announcements?
Yeah, I'd like to do a quick announcement that Amber wins for the absolute best and most colorful background there. Nice one, Amber.
Thank you. If anyone wants to join me, please put a background up of your background or flag or anything that represents you or your identity.
And we should have a competition for that one.
Yeah, we should. Awesome.
And just something I noticed in conversation, you know, I know a lot of, everybody that's new here in the rainforest, you know, like whether you're just, it's your first visit, second visit, you're not sure people, feel free to connect with some of us online. You know, we like, you know, by LinkedIn or just even by sending us like your contact information in the chat, those kinds of things, because I recognize that we all come here from different places, and, you know, at first we kind of are looking for our fit, but you know, we all know people, and it's always great for you to come with that ask. Don't be afraid to have that conversation with somebody saying, hey, I'm looking for something. So, you know, please feel free to reach out to any of us. So.
That's awesome. Thank you, Alan. I couldn't have said it better myself.
There you go, Amber.
All right, so it is 1 o'clock. We do keep the room open a little bit if you'd like to stick around and network some more, but if you have to run, feel free to run. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. It was great seeing you, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.